Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Kit Conspiracy. This is my 5th layout using the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Spring Garden collection. I am combining today's Kit Conspiracy with Mixed Media Mayhem, and our recipe today required an ombre on half your page, splatter, and texture paste. So I decided to use this yellow paper, and I am going to tear it in half. As I was making all of my other layouts, I kept thinking in the back of my head I wanted to save all the yellow flowers to put with this photo. Now, I didn't know what I was going to do with them, and it wasn't something that I was like, oh, I have to use them for that particular photo. I was kind of like in the back of my mind. I wasn't like really consciously going, take those out and save them. But every time I'd come across a yellow one, I'd kind of set it aside. And so now I have a lot of yellow flowers. So I'm going to use those. I'm going to use this half of a yellow piece of paper. I'm using some white paint. This is just acrylic paint from Hobby Lobby. I think it's even the Hobby Lobby Anita's brand or whatever. And I am just dry brushing it onto my paper to kind of create a bit of an ombre effect. My apologies, guys. I'm still getting over being sick and I want to cough. So I went over it a couple of times here because I wanted the white to be a little bit more white along the edge and to give it more of an ombre look. So I'm just going to keep dry brushing on so that I have that kind of effect over half of the paper. And then I'm taking the stencil. This is one of Sandy's stencils from Scrapping Reflections. And I am using some Picket Fence Studio paper glaze in Primrose Yellow, I believe. I did look at using that Nuvo, I think it's glitter paste or glacier paste, but it was a little bit too dark of a yellow, so I decided to go with the really light one. In fact, in the jar, it's even hard to tell that it's yellow, but once it's against the white paper, it looks yellow for sure. And then I'm going to use my magnets to hold this stencil down on my glass mat. My glass mat from Glassboard Studio is magnetic, so I just use those magnets, which I also got from Glassboard Studio, to hold my stencil in place, and that allows me to go ahead and put down my texture paste without having to tape anything down or worry about my stencil moving. And I'm just kind of going along the edges a little bit haphazardly up in this upper right hand corner, not necessarily needing some full coverage, and I'm totally okay with how it comes out. So the two photos are of me at 6 months old, and I don't know anything about the chair other than it is really unattractive. It's a really terrible pattern, but it matches those yellow flowers perfectly. So I'm going with it. I decided to pull out everything yellow that I could out of this collection. So I'm pulling in this title that just says happiness. I don't really have a whole lot to say about the photo. I was 6 months old. I don't know anything more about it. So except for where I was at, I was at our house, but the house that I came home to when I was born, but we only lived there until I was about 1.5 years old before my parents bought a new house. And so I will write that down, that we were at the original home and I'll put the street name and all of that in there. And that is pretty much it. I don't have a whole lot more to say, but I thought it was a cute picture of me, which sounds like my head is really big, but I don't know. Babies are cute, you guys. Regardless of whether it's me or somebody else, babies are cute. So I am just taking these yellow pieces of ephemera and these flowers. I did fussy cut around the flowers and the butterflies a little bit. Now that butterfly I just put down is a little less yellow than the other ones, but it's okay because it kind of goes with the green leaves in the flowers, and so I think that it just plays really well with that, and so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. I do use the other butterflies that you see sitting on the paper there. Those are going to get used as well. And I'm going to put a little bit of foam underneath their wings just to pop them up. While I go ahead and assemble these pieces, I want to remind you there are a bunch of people playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. There is a playlist link down below, so you can go and check that out. Also, MK is playing along well, not playing along. This series is a series that I do with MK. We do it twice a year, April and November usually, where we use the same matching kits for a week and then each week we switch kits. So this week we are using the Simple Vintage Spring Garden, and it's always fun to see what the other person does with it because we always have very different styles, and I just think it's really cool to see all the different things that can be done using the same exact kit. So go and check out what she's got going on. I will be sharing my leftovers tomorrow, what's left in the that I didn't use out of this kit, and then Sunday I will be sharing the kit that we are using next week. So come back and check that out. We'll be using the same kit all next week. We do commit to posting on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Usually it's all 5 days, sometimes even more than that. So come back and check that out. And don't forget to go check out MK's channel today to see what she's got for you for Kit Conspiracy. Her link is down below for you as well. So I have now placed all of my butterflies down. At the end in the still shots, you are going to see that I did a little bit of gold stitching on this layout. I did not capture that on camera. I don't usually do my stitching on camera because my video is just not set up to video my sewing machine, but I did a little bit of stitching down the left hand side over those flowers and the right hand side over the corner of the journaling card, and then each of the butterflies has a little bit of a swirl behind it in gold stitching. So that'll be in the close-ups, which are coming up in just a few moments after I place these foam yellow hearts from the foam word package from this collection. I also did sprinkle a little bit of gold Heidi Swap color shine into my clusters to meet the mixed media mayhem recipe of having some splatter, some texture paste, and half the page ombre. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Also, if you are playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, don't forget you can go and drop your layouts in our Facebook book group. There is a link for that down below as well. And if you are not playing along or don't know anything about it, feel free to go join that group. You don't have to have this exact same kit. You can play along with your own kit. And we are always happy to have you join in the fun. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.